I think Michelle Obama lit the audience on fire. Her sincerity and certainly her passion about her husband, but also about the work that's left to be done.
Her speech was about the spirit of a diverse country that's trying to find its way through some real challenges and real problems.
Slowly but surely, the stage is being set for Barack Obama's acceptance speech on Thursday. The Democrats have less than 9 weeks to convince the voters that America is better off with the Obamas in the White House.
Every hour, every day, the awful death toll in Syria's brutal civil war rises, with ordinary men, women and children bearing the brunt of the violence. UN Secretary-General Ban KiMoon now describes the situation as grave and deteriorating. His envoy, Legdat Brahimi, says the destruction has reached catastrophic proportions. Opposition activists reported another 75 people were killed on Wednesday, including 54 before midday in the battleground northern city of Aleppo. Many neighborhoods in this once thriving commercial hub are now filled with fear. We must warn you that this next report from Aleppo contains images that are very disturbing. It was Nick Partin-Wells on the aftermath of an attack.
Dawn in Aleppo brings the clatter of gunfire above. A people hunted by the regime's helicopter gunships. And as dusk nears, it is to the roar of bomber jets.
It's that sound that terrifies ordinary residents of Aleppo daily. Jets coming in low overhead and never knowing really until you hear the blast exactly what their target is.
There seems to be no pattern to the attacks unless they're designed to sow fear among the civilians. A helicopter we heard earlier may have fired the rockets that hit this house. Its fathers and neighbours here frantically coordinating the rescue. Hands and shovels inside a building that could still collapse onto them.
They say the airstrike came in about 4 hours ago, but still they're racing frantically to pull what they say are 9 people still stuck under that rubble, including a father and child.
Throughout also the fear the helicopter could strike again. They find the first body. The little girl is lifeless. The blanket providing little dignity. Near her, moments later, they find her father's body. I swear to God we've been destroyed, this woman screams. I swear to God, Bashar al-Assad is killing us. Then, at the hospital, where more bodies from the rubble are brought, the toll of the missiles becomes clear. 5, later 9 children, aged from 4 to 11, from the same extended family. In all, 11 people died. Then, a brief respite from the carnage. One lone survivor. God is great, he says. Bashar is a dog. God willing, he'll witness Bashar's death. They say Hussein survived because when the rockets hit, he was feeding from the breast of his mother, Naja. She was crushed under the rubble and killed, but her body protected him. A year old, he was born into Syria's bloody revolution and may yet survive it still.
The Minister of Youth and Sports has advised campers at the first summer camp organized by his ministry to continue practicing the good values that were inculcated in them. Aliou K. Jammeh was speaking at the end of a 10-day summer camp attended by 125 children from all over the country. Modest Diallo was at the closing ceremony and now he tells us more.
After 10 days of happily staying together, it was time for these young campers to finally say goodbye to each other. an emotional farewell bringing down the curtains of the first summer camp organized by the Ministry of Youth and Sports. This Youth and Sports Summer Camp, attended by 125 children from all regions of the country, is a giant step taken by the Ministry of Youth and Sports to reach out to the grassroots and nurture raw talents into productive citizens. During the past 10 days, these young campers received intensive coaching on basic skills in football, basketball, handball, and other sporting disciplines. They were also trained on key issues fundamental to their development, such as leadership skills, child rights, health and environmental issues, plus good morals. For most of the young campers, this is the first time attending such a camp, and what an amazing experience it was for them.
There has never been a better time to engage an entire generation to participate in sport. It improves our health, it helps us to learn, and it helps us to unite. I would like to thank the ministry for their outstanding work and making this event possible.
The Minister of Youth and Sports, who presided over both the opening and closing ceremonies of the camp, advised the young boys and girls who are returning to their different regions and schools to continue practicing what they have learned, with emphasis on the good values they were taught in the camp.
I want you to hold on to those good values that you've learned from here. That Gambians through you are beginning to transcend that perception. Are we together? That through you, when you go home, if it is time to rise up in the morning to do your morning prayers, you'll be up by 5:30. Don't forget that. It does not stop here. 5:30, you are up and ready to pray, so that you will be on your way to go to school on time. That we are ready through you to begin that change process.
Minister Jammeh hailed the maiden camp as a success and reassured his ministry's continuous support to such initiatives directed at promoting the country's youth and sports sector, especially with what has to do with grassroots development. The Youth and Sports Summer Camp, he said, is here to stay. The campers were certificated and presented with sporting materials to continue practicing what they learned from the camp once they are back at their respective regions. Mumodes Jalo, Grts Sports.
Let's take a quick look at the weather report by the Central Forecast Office. Well, I'm afraid we have to recap our headlines before we go. Minister Jammeh has promised to repeat the 10-day youth summer camp organized by the Youth and Sports Ministry. Health officials marking African Traditional Medicine Day have been assessing the impact of traditional medicines on healthcare delivery. Mali's interim president has made a formal request for assistance from ECOWAS to regain territory held by Tuareg rebels and Islamist groups. And international peace envoy Lakhdar Brahimi has said that the destruction in Syria has reached catastrophic proportions. You can monitor GRTS Radio live on our website at www.grts.gm. That does it for this newscast. Thanks for the pleasure of company, and do stay tuned to GRTS and enjoy the range of our interesting programs. From me and the rest of the news team, I am Favre Fafana.